Hey everyone, it's Lynnea for LDRS Creative, and I have a quick letterpress video to share with you today. I'm going to be using the Victorian phone impression press plus foil plates. So the card I'm doing today, I'm letterpressing with ink, but you could easily recreate this card with a hot foil for a more dramatic look. I'm also going to be using some of the newer staple dies from LDRS Creative. I have the mixed postage rectangles and the pinpoint rectangles dies. These two are ones that I've been really reaching for lately. Let's go ahead and start with that Victorian phone press plate set. I have a piece of A2 cotton watercolor paper from LDRS Creative. It does not have to be A2 size because I'm going to be die cutting the image, but I cut my watercolor paper to A2 size so that they're easy card fronts. I'm going to tape this onto that top clear plate of my Better Press platform. Because I'm using a letterpress technique, you do need a specialized letterpress platform for this technique today. But like I said, if you would rather hot foil, you can do that with your hot foil plates as well. I'm going to grab the impression plate and put that just right in the center of my magnetic platform. Again, I'm die cutting this image, so it doesn't have to be straight, it doesn't have to be perfectly centered. And I'm going to ink this up with Alloy Hybrid ink, which is LDRS Creative's gray ink. And this is a smaller, I would say maybe a medium-sized image, but there are some solid parts of this image where that ink is going to kind of sit and then really press into the cardstock. So you're going to see here when I pull this off, I didn't get good coverage, and that is totally my fault. I just didn't get good coverage down on the lower part of this phone. But that's no problem. As long as you don't move your plate or move your paper, you can ink this up again and run it back through your machine and add another layer of ink on top, which is what I'm going to do. So here is my second impression, and you can see I got much better coverage this time. I'm going to pull that paper off of my top plate and replace it with a piece of yellow cardstock. This is not watercolor paper. This is just regular yellow cardstock that I have in my stash. And I have this little ring sentiment. I'm going to ink that up with Raven Hybrid ink and press that so that it ends up over on the right side of my cardstock. Now it's time to do some die cutting. I'm using that Victorian phone coordinating die to cut out that phone image, and I've switched over to my regular die cutting plates. Since this is a regular cutting die, it's going to cut out just like it would a stamp image. And then I'm going to grab those mixed postage rectangles, and I'm going to cut out that ring sentiment. But I do want that to be nestled into my phone, so I'm using that as a placeholder just to kind of see how everything's going to lay out. And once I get the layout correct, I will tape this die in place with some low tack tape, run that through my die cutting machine. I have an A2 card base, and then I have another piece of yellow cardstock that I cut with the largest pinpoint rectangle die. I'm just going to layer all of these together to create a mix of white and yellow layers, and then I'll add that phone pressed image onto my card using some foam tape for a bit of dimension, and this card is finished. This would be absolutely beautiful if you hot foiled this phone using maybe like a pewter or some other silver or gray foil. It would be really striking. Thanks so much for joining me. I hope I inspired you, and I'll see you again next time. Bye!